This interview is brought to you by the Pro Fight Shop in Hollywood. Radio Rahim here with Seth Mitchell. Seth, you're taking on one of the old school guys now, I guess you could call him, Chris Arreola. He's been in the game a long time. What made you decide that this was the fight for you right now?
It was a fight that was proposed to me. It's a fight that I wanted. You know, me and my camp, we talked about it. We've been watching Chris Arreola for a while, and we knew that if we continue to do what we planned on doing, and if he continued to have success, it'll be a possible matchup. So it was a fight that I was excited about, and I said for sure, let's do it.
Now, obviously, you're coming off this rematch. You know, Jonathan Banks was a huge upset when he beat you the first time. What is it now for you to fight Chris Arreola that, you know, will propel you to your ultimate goal? Is that obviously a world title?
Absolutely. I'm in this sport, you know, to have financial success and to ultimately win the heavyweight championship of the world. And I didn't want to take a lateral step, or I didn't want to take a step back once I beat Jonathan Banks. And I think Chris Arreola is definitely a step up. Styles make fights. He's a very aggressive fighter. He has a great knockout ratio. So I think it's a fight that, you know, I wanted and the fans wanted it. And a victory here, I think, definitely will propel me to a title shot.
Everybody knows that we're just salivating here in America for a heavyweight champion, you know, from our home country. So everybody's looking for that next guy. What makes you believe that you're that guy? What do you have that no other American heavyweight has?
I believe in myself. I think I have the intangibles. I'm humble. I work extremely hard. I don't underestimate anybody. I have speed. I have power. I have size. You know, and I just have that determination and that work ethic that I think is going to propel me to the top.
Now, even in the rematch, you were victorious. Obviously, that was absolutely necessary. But there was criticism about the level of excitement in the fight. You seemed to be gassed towards the end. Can you take me back to that fight and talk to me about how you feel it played out?
I definitely wasn't gassed towards then. I don't know where you heard that from, or if you saw that. I definitely wasn't gassed towards then. I actually threw a lot more punches in the latter part of the fight than the first part of the fight. But as far as the critics, you're going to have critics. You're not going to please everybody. My main objective was to go out there and get the victory to set myself up for bigger fights, which I've done in this fight with Chris Arreola. So that's just how I look at it. My main objective was to win, and that's what I did.
Are you looking for exciting bouts? Like, is a knockout important to you? Obviously, in the heavyweight division, that's the most spectacular, entertaining thing, is to see a heavyweight go down. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, right? Is that in your mind, and putting on a show, how much of that is part of your goal when you step in the ring?
Obviously, you know, I want to be exciting. This is an entertainment sport, and to continue to fight on these networks such as, you know, Showtime, you have to put on exciting fights. So I always want to get the knockout. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it in my last fight, but I plan on getting at this fight. I think our styles complement each other. Mesh two heavyweights that throw punches and that has power. So, you know, if I was a bet man, I wouldn't bet that the fight would go to distance.
Now, if you're a betting man, you would probably be reviewing tape as well. We both know that Chris Arreola lost his last fight. Did you watch that tape, or did you see anything in that performance by him that made you believe that you could beat him, or did you see any holes there in his game?
We saw a lot of things. I'm not going to discuss, you know, what we've been working on, but we saw a lot of things that we can take advantage of, and I'm pretty sure if you ask him that same question, he'll say he see things that he could take advantage of. So it's just about the person going out that night implementing their game plan, and I'm very confident that I'll be the one to do so.
Well, I did ask him that same question. He wasn't quite as political as you. He felt like you're a disrespect to the sport of boxing, coming from football, that you're not a real fighter, and that basically he's going to outclass you in there.
We'll see.
Coming from the sport of football, do you think that you are at a disadvantage from guys that have been in the sport of boxing their entire careers, or do you think that football brings an element to your fight game that's helpful?
I mean, obviously starting so late in my boxing career, I'm definitely behind the 8-ball as far as the learning curve. But, you know, I've always picked up sports, you know, well. You know, I've always excelled at sports. And I think it has its advantages and its disadvantages. Advantages being, you know, I'm not shot worn. I haven't taken a lot of punishment, you know, per se in the square circle. Whereas on the flip side of it, I'm learning on the job, and I'm at a high level, but I still have a lot to learn. But I'm very confident in my abilities, and I definitely don't think Arreola will outclass me. I think I'm well prepared for this fight. We've had a great training camp, and I'm going to be victorious. I'm not worried at all.
Now, I'm sure on the football field there's plenty of trash talking going on, but in the boxing ring it's one-on-one, and sometimes it can get really personal. Is that kind of criticism from an Arreola that when guys do talk like he's talking right now, does that fuel you? Does that get in your head? Is it something that you take in the ring with you, like a chip on your shoulder?
I'm a little chip on my shoulder, but you got to have controlled aggression, and I think with him is just, envy and nervous aggression. You know what I mean? I think there's nervous energy. He has a lot of nervous energy. He knows on the 7th he's gonna have to fight. He can say what he want to say. His trainer can say what they want to say, but he knows that he has a fight on his hands.
And for guys that are looking for that next big heavyweight champion, when they tune in on Saturday night, what are they gonna see from Seth Mitchell that they haven't seen from anybody else?
They're gonna see a confident heavyweight that's thinking in the ring, that lets his hands go, and are going to come out victorious. Going to put on an exciting fight for the fans.
Thanks, Seth.
Thank you.
Radio Rahim with Seth Mitchell.